Taurus. I am so sorry that this video is late. I recorded them and lost them, which is interesting because the Tauruses that have been reaching out to me have been kind of in like a little bit of a crisis mode, which is pretty brutal to think about because I feel like last month's video when I was doing your guys' reading, everything was all good, and now it kind of feels like something has shifted with the Tauruses. So I'm hoping that we can get deeper into that. One thing that I remember from the last video that I recorded for July 2017 for Tauruses is free yourself. Free yourself from that pain. I was talking about how Tauruses are known to be incredibly stubborn. Trust me, I wish I had Taurus energy in me, because to have that grounding and committed energy is such a blessing. But of course there's always going to be cons, and to have that committed / stubborn energy, it's hard to let go of hurt. It's hard to let go of people and ideas and our thoughts towards certain people. So that's really what Taurus is struggling with right now, is realizing that they have the power within themselves to free themselves from this pain that they are experiencing. It is on you. You are the only one who can choose whether or not you want to be happy. And yeah, it may feel like you're putting on a fake front and putting on a smile every day, but eventually your outsides are going to match your insides. That's why some days I put on a lot of makeup, because I'm like, I want to feel good on the outside, and then you start to feel good on the inside. If you can at least even fake a smile, especially when you're going out in the world, if you're faking a smile, people are smiling back at you, and then you automatically feel better, right? Put on that front. Put on that fake front. Be stubborn and diligent about your happiness instead of being stubborn and diligent about the pain and the unhappiness, right? Okay, so that was just quickly what I felt like I needed to get out there. Now I'm going to talk about astrology, then I'm going to talk about numerology, then you're going to post your birth details, then I'm going to respond and let you know exactly where you have good luck, where you have positive energy, and where you are having a peak of energy in September, okay? Just like last month, thank you so much, guys, for commenting. Now something else has happened in the sky, and I need your birth details again to let you know what's going on. So if you didn't comment last month with your birth details about where Jupiter is hitting in your chart, please do today, because Jupiter is where you get the most expansion, the most positive energy, and the most optimism. And if you can figure out by giving me your birth details or by figuring out on your own where Jupiter is hitting in your natal chart, then you know exactly where to focus that energy. For instance, if you have a lot of energy right now in your 9th house, if Jupiter is transiting your 9th house, like it is mine, self-development, change of philosophies, beliefs, like you can go through a major transformation. If it's transiting your 2nd house, what Taurus rules, huge spike in your finances, in your financial gains, in your self-worth. If you can figure out where that energy is playing in your life, you can embrace it more. You can be like, oh, okay, come on in. Okay, Neptune going retrograde. Neptune going retrograde. Neptune is that haze. Neptune is that illusion. It's a gas planet, so you don't really see where Neptune is in your chart. You don't really see things clearly, especially where Neptune is transiting in your chart. So now that Neptune is retrograde, that haze has dissipated a bit. It's more internalized. You're more able to be like, oh, now I see what I need to do. Now I understand a little bit better. So like I said, comment below with your birth day, time, location. I can let you know where Jupiter is giving you luck. I can let you know where Neptune has gone retrograde, so you can figure out where you're getting clear and then use that energy to your advantage. It's all about action steps, right? That being said, full moon on July 9th. If you're feeling kind of wonky right now, it's because the full moon is in an earth sign, so it is affecting you guys. The full moon is in Capricorn on July 9th. It's really time to put out there what you want for your career, your status, your reputation, your ambitions, what you want to build when it comes to those career status, ambitions, reputation, and put it out there. So like I've been saying with some other videos, you guys actually got a benefit with me having to re-record this, because I forgot to mention the full moon in like all the other videos, okay? So please use this to your advantage, because everything happens for a reason. On the full moon, July 9th, around It occurs around 4 a.m. in North America, but wherever it is for you, what you want to do is write down 10 things that you want to see manifested into your life, especially when it comes to your career, your status, and your reputation, okay? Be as specific as possible. For instance, I want to, have an income of, $1 million a year. Something like that. It can be completely outrageous. It can be completely realistic. It can be whatever you want it to be, but make sure that you're specific. Put timelines on there. And then you will burn that piece of paper, make it 10, read it a couple times, accept it, own it, internalize it, burn that piece of paper, and release it with the full moon, thanking the full moon for its help in co-creating your universe. With that release, you'll find that by the new moon in Capricorn, which will be in January of 2018, you'll start to see how it's all coming together. So now is the time to really put it out there, what you want for your career, what you want in general, and then come January, the new moon in Capricorn, you'll start to see how that's starting to come together, and it'll just get you more excited to welcome it into your life, okay? So, what else do I have to tell you? Numerology. Okay. Numerology, I have to let you guys know what's going on when it comes to numerology, because we're in July now, and the peak is September. We're already halfway past the year now, so you've had enough time to understand the energy of 2017 and how it's impacting your life specifically based on your birth details. And now September will be the peak of that, and you can really, really harness that energy and use it to your full advantage, okay? So what you got to do, please, Taurus, if you have a calculator, I know you guys are good at math, so what you want to do is you take your birth month, which will probably be April or May, so 4 or 5, take that number, unless you're born in November, reduce it down to a single digit, okay? So if you're born in November, keep it at 11, but if you're born in December, you do 1 plus 2, then you get that 3. So you have your birth month, it's a single digit. Then you take your birthday, and that is also a single digit. So if you were born on the 26th, you're adding 2 plus 6, then you get that 8. So keep reducing it down unless you're born on the 11th or the 22nd, in which case leave it as a whole number. So you have single numbers, unless you have the master numbers, 11, 22, 33, 44, etc. Add those together and reduce that down to a single digit, okay? So you have a single digit that you're left with, add a 1 to it. That 1 symbolizes 2017, so we'll know exactly what's going on this year, okay? So you have your single digit, you added a 1 to it, and then you reduce that down to a single digit. You want to end up with one single number. Like I said, if you're having difficulties, I welcome you to post your birth details below, and I'm happy to do it. I respond in 24 hours. 24 to 48. Okay. So you have your single digit now. I'm going to quickly do a roll call and let you know exactly what is peaking in September. You've already felt this all year. Now the peak is September. If you got a 1, new beginnings. Congratulations. Something new is coming in September. That will be the peak of it. New beginnings all around. I bet you your whole year has been new ideas, new friends, new concepts, new ventures, new money, new home, new whatever. I'm sure it's been a year of new, which can feel really self-centered, but that's fine. Focus on you this year, what you want to begin, because what you are beginning this year, especially in September, that's sustaining you for the next 9 years, okay? Yeah, the next 9 years. So if somebody came into your life and you're like, I hate this person, but I'm keeping them in my life, no, get rid of them, because they'll be there for the next 9 years, okay? If you got an 11 or a 2, it's all about cooperation, teamwork, partnerships, more slow and steady this year. Don't force anything too much, because next year is more your opportunity to get things going. Now is really just the time to figure out who your allies are, if you see what I'm saying. If you got an 11 and you're looking for that soulmate potential, whether that's in a friend, whether that's in a platonic or sexual relationship, September will be the month where you can really harness that energy and put the energy out there for your soulmate to come back. So it's as simple as even on the full moon, writing down all the attributes that you want in your soulmate and putting it out there, and then you have such a benefit being in an 11 or 2 year, because you can get that relationship that you've finally been asking for, okay? But you need to make space for it by letting go of the people that are no longer serving you, those toxic relationships. I mentioned this in another video where it's from The Secret, and a woman was manifesting I had a Freudian slip, her dream partner, but she realized that she didn't have any space in her life for it. So she had a 2-car garage, but it only had enough room for 1 car. She slept in the middle of her bed. Her closet was full of her stuff. There wasn't even any space for her dream man to come in. And sure enough, as soon as she made that space, she told herself, she told the universe that she has room for her dream partner. And sure enough, within months, she was in love, right? Like you're convincing yourself that you have that space. So I'm urging you to let go of the toxic relationships, the codependent relationships that are no longer serving you, so that you can allow your soulmate, like I mentioned in a past relationship, to transform your life, okay? If you got a 3, I'm rambling. If you got a 3, this is all about creating that project, creating that new optimism, that new socialism, that huge creativity. If you have something creative under your wings that you've been working on, September is definitely the month to launch it. I don't care if you're not done. I don't care if it's not perfect. Get it out there, because the universe will reward you, okay? That's if you got the 3. If you got the 4, don't. If you got the 4, take your time. Build the steps. This is all about foundational work this year. It's going to feel like a lot of obstacles in your path, a lot of hurdles. You'll take 1 step forward and 2 steps back, but it's all what is preparing you for major changes next year, okay? So if you got a 4, September is the peak of either those obstacles or that foundational building that is all for the highest good in the long run. If you got a 5, like I said, brace yourself for changes, chaotic energy, changes to your freedom or lack thereof, probably moving residence, probably moving jobs, probably just change, and you probably need a break right now, okay? Because take the break now, because come September, change is happening, and that change could be profound or it could be small. It could even just be the change in how you see someone that you care about, right? Just brace yourself for something to change. If you got a 6, really focus on family and friends and nurturing at home, all those responsibilities. Some people in the 6th year will either get married or divorced or separated or back together with an ex. But it really is focusing on your responsibilities at home and nurturing those relationships. If you got a 7, you've probably been in a cave somewhere all year, just doing your own thing, focusing on your own development, on your own self development, and doing a lot of inner study, a lot of introspection, and a lot of, like I said, inner work. September will be the peak. Either you're going back to school online, or you just cut off the world and you're living in a den somewhere. Okay, if you got an 8, congratulations. This is your power year. You have an advantage knowing in July that in September you have the peak of that power, either financial gains or financial losses, power gains or power losses. Use this time now to really build up your financial profile so that come September, you're in that position, in that optimal position for the most positive and best benefits to come in, especially when it comes to your finances, okay? So right now, if your finances aren't where they need to be, you got to do something now so that come September, you're not destitute, okay? So either hire a financial planner, put positive energy out there when it comes to finances, do some charitable work, purge your house, do something that's going to make you realize how abundant you are so you can completely switch over the mindset from that of lack to that of abundance, and then September you will see those gains. 9, if you got a 9, like I said, please post your birth details so that you know for sure. These things should be ringing true based on what I'm saying, because numerology is incredible. But if you got a 9, I'm either sorry or happy to say it, but it is the end of a cycle. So whatever started about 8 years ago, that is now finally coming to an end. It's coming to a completion, okay? So flow with it. There's no point of resisting it. It's coming no matter what. So maybe that end could just be, you know, the end of a toxic relationship, the end of how you feel about a situation, finally freeing yourself, like I said, because next year is such a profound year for the universe. It is such a profound year for everybody in general. It is all about spirituality. It is all about partnerships and creativity and creating those partnerships and nurturing those partnerships. So if you have endings this year, if you had a 9 number this year, I urge you to just let it go so that next year you can have the most incredible year of your life when it comes to new beginnings. 15 minutes in and I haven't even started the tarot card reading. I'm so sorry. Like I said, post your birth details and we can use that information with this information, because Taurus is, from what I've heard, a little bit of struggles right now, a little bit of a dark cloud looming over. I have a lot of Tauruses in my life who my heart is going out to you guys. I'm sending you guys love. Please open your heart to receiving it, because every night, I swear, every night I manifest and I envision sending out positive energy to everybody who views this video. But if you're not receptive, you're not going to receive it. Open your heart to it. Open your mind to it. You'll feel me sending you energy. I know that might sound kind of creepy, but I am diligent in every night sending that positivity out. Please accept it. Like, okay, let's get started on our reading. Okay. This is for Taurus for July 2017. So there is some pain going on, feeling stung by something, feeling hurt by something. It was a sharp pain. It was something that kind of just happened that was like, ooh, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay. Taurus, July 2017. Okay. So yeah, really focus on your empowerment, really focus on your power when it comes to the home and family, whether that's financial, whether that's emotional, spiritual, but power is, is the theme, is the focus, because you're hooked into something. You're hooked onto someone or something that is really not allowing you to see things clearly, especially when it comes to your power at home and family, and you're stubbornly holding on to this power. This is a card, sorry, I should show you. Stubbornly holding on to that power, stubbornly holding on to the the power based on the finances, right? And really hooked into that. There's a lot of tears, there's a lot of frustration, and there's a lot of, and when I say tears, it could also mean that you're holding back tears, you know, not allowing yourself to shine, to come through. You'll see it physically manifesting in your body. That's just what it is when it comes to our spiritual dis-ease. You'll see it physically manifesting. If you're seeing redness in your eyes, if you're seeing, when you look in the mirror, irritation, styes, things like that, it's because you're not allowing the emotions to flow through. Cry. If your eyes have been bothering you, cry. Okay? You don't need to explain it to anyone. You don't need to get sympathy. You don't need to get empathy. You don't need to feel bad for yourself, and you don't need to feed in to the tears. Just cry. Let it go. Okay? That's really what's going on, because the power struggles that are going on at home, feeling like you need to hook yourself into someone or something is hooking onto you and just funneling out, it's time to just let it go. Cry through it. You'll feel so much better, I promise you that. Something that I like to do when I know that I need to cry out is I'll just watch The Notebook, and I'm blubbering by the introduction, by the rolling credits, I'm crying. So sometimes we need those cues in order to allow us to release the tears, especially when we've been holding on to that pain for so long. Cry, okay? Because you're feeling like you can't move forward, gave out way too much, giving out way too much, and it is very painful. It's really killing your empowerment. You felt like you were constantly struggling with that power, constantly struggling. Like I said, when I say power, financial things, like material things, emotional power, like manipulative power, like either someone manipulating you or you manipulating them. Power, power, power. That has been the focus for Taurus for far too long. Either giving out too much of your power or taking too much, okay? So feeling like you can't really move forward, feeling like every step that you take, it's like a new emotional puddle. Even though they are small, these small emotions, it's like every step that you take is creating a small emotional outburst or a small emotional feeling, because there's not enough stability, there's not enough security, there's not enough power balance when it comes to your home, your family, and the people and the relationships in your life. All I'm seeing are family and friends here. Like this doesn't have anything to do with bosses or anything like that. This is family and friends. It's time to look deeper into that and really figure out what's going on, okay, Taurus? And like I said, cry, just let it out, okay? This is the theme. Oh, beautiful. Another soulmate card. Where's the soulmate? Oh, Taurus, these are good cards. Where is the soulmate? Because your soulmate is looking for you. And you're not letting them in? What's going on? The soulmate is now back up here. Keep in mind, soulmate can be a friend. Soulmate can be a family member. Soulmate can be a pet. Soulmate can be anybody. Soulmate does not necessarily mean sexual relationships. So that's a twin flame. Soulmate is platonic. So this is based on someone that you have a karmic bond with, a karmic relationship, somebody that you were attached to based on the aura chords, based on the ethereal chords. You were attached to this person. Soulmate, okay? This person is helping you get to that stability when it comes to being in a happy family, happy committed relationship, everything looking good, that proverbial pot of gold at the end of the tunnel, kids happy, just all around happiness. You're getting there. This is the obstacle and the aid. You have to tell yourself that this is what you want. You got to tell yourself that this is what you want. Forget the money, forget the things, forget the security, forget the stability. You want love. You want a transformative relationship based on love, even if it's with a homeless person, okay? You don't necessarily need the financial security to feel incredibly empowered when it comes to a relationship. This is an obstacle and an aid to getting to here, okay? Let that soak in. Okay. Subconsciously, you know that something new is coming. You know that you are abundant. You know that that newness, that new idea, that new beginning that happened this year, which 27 brings, really did empower you. It really, really did. But it's still under the layer. It's still under here. You haven't brought it up. Let it in. Let it in. You are power. Hear yourself roar. Roar. You're power, Taurus. You are power. You are strong like bull. Okay? It's time to embrace that and express that. I was just talking to my Taurus medium friend who completely empowered herself. She got a breast reduction and she's completely empowered, but it is almost like when I'm talking to her that she's more insecure than she was with, you know, her ease, because we put up those barriers. We put up that, we have that external power, whether it's in things, whether that's in, think about our society, breast cells, right? So it's almost like she lost power by gaining inner empowerment. But it's just because it hasn't been lined up. Yeah, you may have the external power, but if the inner power is not lining up, there's a disconnect. You are empowered, Taurus. You have that strength. You have that power. Please just let it come in. Let it come in, because you actually have a lot of empowerment, especially when it comes to family, friends, in the home, okay? Let it in. Let it come in. It's there. And it is fair. If you're thinking that maybe it's not fair, maybe it's not balanced, that I have all this power, that I take back what I deserve, maybe feeling like you owe it to that person to give them whatever, to allow them to hook into you and cause you all this pain. It's only fair because you feel like maybe somehow you deserve that. No, it's not true. You deserve love, respect, acceptance, kindness, and compassion. That's what you deserve, Taurus. Nothing less. Tons more, but nothing less than that. It is your birthright to be loved unconditionally and to love unconditionally. Okay? We're not born in sin. We are born pure, and we are only human. We're here to make mistakes. We're here to learn. We're here to work with other people, with other relationships. That's why we're on Earth, and we're also here to enjoy the tangible side of Earth. And Taurus, you guys show us that. You show us the beauty in nature. You show us financial gains and financial security and how important that is and how empowering that is. So it is fair and it is balance. Okay? So don't think that it's not fair that it's only fair that you give a little bit of this to this person or a little bit of that to that person because of this. No. If it's not empowering you, let it go. So you have been spending some time alone still spending some time alone and wanting to get that soulmate, of course, wanting to spend time with that soulmate, wanting to get to that happy family establishment. So the good thing is that the time that you spent alone, you are empowering yourself. Power is your keyword this month. That time spent alone, you realize what needed to come to an end. Okay? So think back and remember, what did you decide in this time alone that needed to end, that was no more? And then allow that to end. Allow it to let it go. Because you have a lot of power options right now. You have a lot of options. They're all there. They're all there. You have all those options. You have all those responsibilities that allow empowerment. Because a lot of the times our responsibilities are what empower us, right? It's our feeling of need and being needed that can especially empower the Taurus, the guardian of the zodiac. So you have a lot of people that still need your power. They still need your influence. Okay, you're not done yet. Still need you, Taurus. Family and friends are moving on from something with their power. That full moon on July 9th, you'll start to see that a little bit more, that family and friends need to move on. And either they're moving on with or without you. So just let them go. The full moon will really bring that in. Because the full moon in Capricorn in an earth sign is really realistic, and people are starting to get more real with Neptune going retrograde. So I'm sure your family and friends are going to start to see that they need to move on from something, and hopefully they'll make those steps so that you don't have to do a lot of the hard work, right? Because I know that you also know that when it comes to family and friends, that something has to be moved on from with power and with emotional freedom. Yeah, there's a lot of emotions involved. It's time to move on, okay? Hope and fear is for that full moon to end some things, to release some things. You want them to move on. You want to move on too. You want to move forward. But there's fear there. There's a lot of fear of what that moving forward could mean for you and for your family and for your friends. I'll let you know exactly what it means, okay? Because Taurus, you guys shouldn't be having the shady cloud that's been going on with the Tauruses who have emailed me, because this is the outcome. You're finally allowing yourself to free yourself, and you're going to get to that place of emotional comfortability. Look at this fat cat. Like, he's probably on a couch like a true Taurus. He's probably watching his show that makes him feel good and doing what he is happy with, and he's content with that. He's eating the best food, he's watching the best shows, he's doing his Taurus thing, and it's time to just bring that in. Okay? This is you. You finally get to a point where you just feel content. And it all starts with recognizing that it is not unfair to take back your power, especially in relationships, especially in partnerships, especially when it comes to family and friends. You will get there, okay? That's the first step, is realizing that it is fair for you to do what you feel is the right thing to do. And look at this outcome. Oh, look at that. Look at that outcome. Taurus, I want to hear feedback. I want to know what's going on, because this is a bomb spread that has amazing cards, and I really, really hope you guys open yourselves to receiving it. July is a transformative, pivotal month for Taurus based on these cards. It really is time to free yourself from the pain. Forget about it. If you're going to message me, don't talk to me about what happened in the past. I want to know what you're doing now in order to get your power back. Get your power back so that you're good to go for the next 8 years. 2017 is all about new beginnings. Okay, I think I've talked your ear off enough for one day. Thank you so much for all of your support, for reaching out. Like I said, post your birth details, and I will do everything that I can to help you guys get to that power that is there for you. I love you, Tauruses. Thank you so much, and have an amazing, amazing July. I'll see you in August. Bye, guys.